Good evening, wrestling fans. It's that time of the week again. It's time for your weekly dose of great independent wrestling. Welcome to AIWF Ringside Wrestling. I am Mad Carter, along with Hall of Famer Brian Danzig and Commissioner Rick Diesel. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Not serious. I've had a rough day, man. I swear to God, I've had a rough day. But I mean, it's because I've been so busy.
Mhm.
Trista's found a new toy, and you know what that means for me. I run myself to death trying to help her figure out how to use it. So I think she's back got it now.
All right. Well, that's awesome. We will we'll see how that progresses in the weeks to come, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get right into it because we got a lot of news to cover. I mean, a lot. I thought what happened at the Mid Atlantic show was enough. But fans, if you haven't heard, we have a new AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. Damian Wayne went down this weekend
In Tennessee, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, he
Yes.
did. And let me see. The guy's name is Chris Michaels, I believe. Looking.
He looked like a pretty tough old hombre. I seen a picture of him earlier.
Yeah. I've got a picture we're going to share with the folks here, but I did want to say that, we've got a new world champion. Yes, his name is Chris Michaels, and he defeated Damian Wayne. I believe it looks like here Sunday night in Gatlin, Tennessee, not Gatlinburg, but Gatlin, Tennessee. I'm not sure where that's at. If either one of you guys know Tennessee geography better than I do, tell me where that's at. No,
Not me.
okay.
No idea.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go to the trouble of putting it in the Google Maps here right now.
Now, Damian Wayne he had that belt for like 500 days, right?
It was a long time.
Over a year.
Yeah, it was a long reign.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, his first title reign was long.
mhm.
I mean, he's always been a tough champion, hard to beat, hard to keep down.
Yeah.
So, anytime because he won it over a year ago in Mount Airy, right?
Yeah, he beat Kevin Phoenix for it. And Kevin Phoenix told us that he was going to retire if he lost that match. And he stayed retired all of about 3 weeks, I believe. So
He George South that bitch.
That's all right. Well, as usual,
George South, he retires about every year or two just so Tracy and Brian will throw him a party.
well, you can't hardly blame him for that. I mean,
It's a good strategy. They fall for it every time. They fall for it like it's a sinkhole. Too soon. Sorry.
Just think about if it was in the reverse and you were a Jewish kid and you could get bar mitzvahed like 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great? All right. So anyway, the AIWF, of course, we're putting the headlock on high advertising prices. If you want to join the ranks of sponsors that we have here on the program, Lord, we'd love to have you. It's only $10 a month for a 30-second to 1-minute read. Like we'll demonstrate here shortly. If you'd like a video commercial produced, we can do that too. Those only run $30. We also have weekly rates. It's $6 a week, so you come out better. That's why I just normally talk about the monthly rates. But it's $10 a month and $30 for the video commercial. This is geared towards you small business guys who maybe you've got a regular, day job 9 to 5 at the factory or something. Or
What's that, Brian? Brian got a little demon crawling up his leg.
Yeah, it was a demon, my cat.
Oh, okay. All I see was ears, man. I was like, what was that?
Yeah, my demon cat Felix. Yeah.
What I've always considered myself a dog person, but cats, I guess they seem to always like me, like my aunt's cat and everything else, because I don't pay them any mind. And I think cats really like that. Like they come up to you when they want to be petted, and the rest of the time they want to be left alone.
Dude, I got a cat story. All right, I know it's getting off of wrestling, but
That's
it
all
kind of
right.
does have something to do with wrestling.
Tell us, cat
Kind of,
story.
sort of. So, I guess a week or so ago, yeah, we it was right after the thing we did up at Veterans. Anyway, was up there checking on food trucks at Veterans Park,
Mhm.
right there in the front entranceway. And Trista hollers at me. She said, there's this cat over here that looks just like Boo. Now we got this black cat at my house, black, evil. Birds peck him in the head all the time. He's the toughest cat I've ever seen in my life. And she said, there's a cat over here that looks just like Boo. So I go over and I look at it. I'm like, God almighty, it looks so much like Boo. And keep in mind, Veterans Park is, I don't know, 10, 15 miles from my house on the other side of town. You know, Matt, y'all, both y'all know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I sent a picture to Ginger and she's like, it does look like Boo. I'm like, that's crazy. Anyway, he kept crawling up in the food truck. We run him off. He'd crawl back up there, run him off. And we finally just went home. So I got home and I was sitting in there watching TV at about 10:30. Ginger comes in and she says, you know, I ain't seen Boo all day. And I look up and I'm like, what? She said, I ain't seen Boo all day. Now, keep in mind, I left that park that morning. So like 10 hours from then, 10 or 12 hours.
Yeah.
Since I'd been to the park. So I got to jump in the truck, take Jordan with me. We go to Veterans Park and we pull in the driveway, the parking lot. And there stood that black cat looking at us, headlights shining on its eyes. We got out and Jordan walked up and she said, that is Boo. We have no idea how he got there. The only thing we think of is he got up in my truck somehow when we went up there. But now here's the thing. Before I went there, I went to 1, 2, 3, 4. I made 4 stops. And one of them was like 20 minutes. He never come out of that truck till we got to that park. So it was bizarre.
Yeah,
so anyway, we get him up, bring him back to the house. And for a week and a half now, he's been so traumatized, he won't come out from under the table except to eat and use the bathroom.
Wow.
It's like this little desk in the fireplace room.
Yeah.
And that's where he stays, up under that desk. And it's like he got so traumatized that he just stayed. But he rode up there and I never knew he was in a truck. So, but that poor cat, he's been through so much. Birds like peck his head every year and peck a hair off his back because he tries to eat their babies. He's evil.
Yeah.
He is evil.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, Matt, what was you saying?
Well, this fine quality program is available to all you sponsors across all kinds of platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere you find your favorite podcast. And of course, the AIWF channel on Roku. And maybe we'll have some more cat stories for you. I've got one too, but I don't really want to tell it on the air, man, because it's kind of crazy. But that's weird. But anyway, Booze, talking about sponsors, we've got a new one this week. We got Premier Auto Detailing. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining the fold, Premier Auto Detailing. We can make that old jalopy look like it just rolled off the showroom floor. That's right, Premier Auto Detailing, serving the Mount Airy, Surry County area. And if you'd like more information, you can give them a call at 336-883-5722. Again, that's 336-883-5722 for more information. Now, if you're watching us, you can see that the before and the after pictures are a little bit misleading. We are not saying that we can
say hyperbole.
Yeah, we cannot guarantee that we can turn your 73 wrecked Ford Pinto into a 2022 Corvette. But that's just to give you an idea of how good we can clean up cars. But that again, that is Premier Auto Detailing. And if you'd like for more information on that, give us a call, 336-883-5722. All right. Welcome, Premier Auto Detailing. Thank you for joining the fold. And here is the picture of the man himself, Mr. Chris Michaels. He is the new AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. He won that title this past Sunday from Damian Wayne. He's got big shoes to fill. We're thinking about champions of the past. Damian Wayne, Kevin Phoenix traveled all over the world defending that title. Who else have we got? We've had some other traveling champions over the years, haven't we? Not Rick Diesel, but not really.
You had to ask me now. You know what? If I had a list right here in front of me, I could tell you every one of them. But I mean, you know, I remember the Sweet Daddies and the Lamont Steels, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But since these titles went on the road, it's hard to remember them all.
It is.
I mean,
Right.
there's been so many from so many places. I mean, you know, Rodney Mack, he held it for a while, didn't he? Yeah.
He sure did.
I mean, you know, and
he came to Mount Airy and defended it one time, I believe.
Yeah.
So maybe, who knows? Chris Michaels, congratulations. Maybe we might be seeing Chris Michaels come to Mount Airy and defend the AIWF World Champion at its home base some point. Who knows?
well, he's certainly in an elite group, not to make no puns, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's 30 years of champions that he has now been added to the list of. And there's not many people could say that they've held a belt that's been around for 30 years. Very, very, very few. That is a small club.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very small club, but
Matter of fact, we put them all on a t-shirt last year.
yes, we did. We'll have to add his name to the next one. But anyway, congratulations, Chris Michaels, the new AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. Speaking of wrestling, we've got Live Pro Wrestling returning to Veterans Park coming up October the 1st, Saturday, October the 1st. Live Pro Wrestling returns to Veterans Park in Mount Airy. And believe me, after everything that went down this past Saturday night, there's going to be a lot of fallout, a lot of controversy, I'm sure. I don't even really know where to begin with everything that happened this past Saturday night, Rick Diesel.
Well, I can tell you that there's a match announcement coming soon. It's going to be a match between Joe Harrison and Kason Kane, but the type of match that's getting ready to be announced in the next day or two is what's going to be interesting.
All right. Well, stay tuned to the Mid Atlantic Facebook page. You will hear about it first right there for that match announcement. Excuse me. And so, but anyway, get ready. October the 1st, the next time.
Break out an old picture of Kevin Phoenix, you see there, because he has no belt no more.
Yeah, the picture when he was with the End, that's 3 or 4 years ago. Easy right there, I believe. Yeah. Smiling Diamond Dave, Commissioner Dave has joined us. Good evening, sir.
You're muted, Dave. Yeah. Smoke in your ears. Your damn pants are on fire.
All right, how's that?
That's a lot better. A lot better.
I said I'm doing great. How y'all doing tonight?
Well, I think you're on fire. You're smoking Diamond Dave.
Smoking.
Yeah. I got the cancer stick going. You know what I do for a living, so it's either that or kill somebody.
I've been there, done that.
And I know I look good in orange, but I just don't look good in orange with tan slip-on shoes and white socks behind bars.
Yeah. So yeah, give those trucks plenty of room, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick before we get into all the news from this past Saturday night, because there is a lot to get to. Let's pay some more bills real quick, because we're about to get into the weeds. Tees Creations, another new sponsor of us. It's custom apparel. They make sweatshirts, t-shirts, hoodies. They even offer tumblers now, I believe.
Yeah,
that's a big seller.
Now you need to get some pictures of them on here, Matt.
Yeah, you know,
they're awesome.
I made the mistake this past Saturday night. I forgot to take pictures of all the different things they had out on the table. Sorry about that.
Hello. Hey.
He mentioned me back won't answer. I was supposed to mention back this morning. I forgot about it. Wachi scouted out. He's running Lawrenceburg November 1st.
What's a Wachi?
He used to tag with Jay Eagle.
Okay.
But anyway, he's running Lawrenceburg November 1st, and I had to make sure we wouldn't run a show before I told him I'd do it. He's in this about 4 or 5 times a day.
See, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ty Tyson's always in demand. He figured out he called me during the show, didn't
he? Yes, indeed, he did.
So I can hear him. I can hear him now. The bad language coming out of his mouth. Oh no, what have I done?
Yeah. So
Cat's out of the bag.
Oh, by the way, Ty, no, we're not running that night. So go ahead. I do know that he listens to this in the truck while he's riding around. He listens to us on one of the podcasts over his radio, which you can do. Tell him how, Matt.
yeah, all you got to do, man, if you got like an iPhone or Android device or whatever. Now, if you got an iPhone, let's see if I can do this on here. So you got an iPhone, you can look at your menu there. You see podcasts. Click on the podcast.
I got to change glasses. Somebody sent me a message.
And then you just search AIWF Ringside Wrestling. And when it comes up, it will look like this. And you just hit play, like and subscribe. And that works on not only iPhone, but Android devices, all that good stuff. So that's how you can listen to us in the car. Oh,
Tell you what, one of the coolest things I've ever seen was I upgraded my Roku last week.
mhm.
And when I installed everything on the TV, I was just sitting there, and I don't know if you ever know how Roku does it. Like it loads up all the channels.
Yeah.
And I just sat there, and the AIWF network popped up because it was loaded on. I was like, yes, it went in before Netflix.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, awesome. So, hey, look, but check out T's Creations at T's Creations, tscreations22.com, or you can visit them at facebook.com/T's Creations. That's tscreations22.com, or you can visit them at facebook.com T's Creations. And they can, if they don't got it, they can probably make it for you. That's a great deal as far as the custom apparel goes and those tumblers. So real quick here, a lot of things went down this past Saturday night. There's no secret. I mean, let's just say it. We've got a new AIWF Mid Atlantic Champion. His name is Jack. It was really weird how that came to pass. I thought it was really
All right.
weird.
Ty sent me a message. All you had to do was say I was on the show. That's no fun, Ty.
But yeah, it wouldn't have been any fun like that.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, no kidding. So I know the picture's small here. We're looking at, I filmed a little bit for Instagram exclusive here, but if you can see on the screen here, for those of you listening, I know you can't, but yeah, that's a good way to get you to go to Instagram. Is we had a match at the beginning of the show with Jackson Sane against Ty Tyson. And the stipulation was, if Ty Tyson won the match, Kevin Phoenix gave him his word that he would give him a title shot. So, and of course, all this action will be available soon on Facebook, on AIWF Mid Atlantic Live in the weeks to come. But I just kind of wanted to give you a sneak preview. Kevin Phoenix was about to have a cow out there at ringside as Ty took on Jackson Sane. And I'll tell you something, man, that Jackson Sane is one wild dude. I mean,
It's insane.
yes, insane, exactly, just like his name. You get what's advertised with Jackson Sane. But I thought this was interesting because, as you're going to see, well, you remember a deal with the steel, how Kevin Phoenix got himself disqualified against Caden Pierre, and a lot of people thought that
God, referee's dead.
yeah, I know. The referee took a big shot right there. And again, folks, head on over to our
Timmy?
Yeah, that's Timmy.
Yes.
God, he gets in the way a lot.
He does, doesn't he? He'll have to work on that. Experience will help him with that. But he got his clock cleaned right there. And you see Kevin Phoenix here. I'm going to kind of try to give you a radio description here for those of you listening in the car. Kevin Phoenix goes under the ring and is looking for some sort of object. Ty Tyson trying to get up on his feet and deal with Jackson Sane, who just keeps coming. I don't care how hard you hit the guy. He just keeps coming back. But Ty Tyson feeling no pain at this point. He's fired up. Look at that. Those punches, no effect. And again,
That's why he grew the beard.
oh, really? To help.
Tell him, Brian.
So-
It
Helps
softens
absorb
the
the-
blow.
Yeah, ever so slightly, but it does.
I would have never thought that. I would have never thought about that. You know, Gorilla Monsoon used to wonder why nobody ever pulled on Jim the Anvil Neidhart's goatee. You know, he used to wonder about that all the time. He always said if he was in the ring with him, that's the first thing he'd go for. But
I always say if a I can't stand wrestlers that wrestles barefooted, because if I was in there, the first freaking thing I'd do is step on their toe.
Yeah.
And why people don't, it never occurs to me why they don't. Just only makes sense.
So watch this. Here comes Kevin Phoenix into the ring. He's got a steel chair. Watch carefully now. I'm going to try to do radio play-by-play. He's got Ty Tyson set up. He takes a swing at him. Ty ducks. But Ty does something really strange right there. He kind of kicked him. He didn't really kick the chair. He kicked him down below it just to knock him down. And then Ty looks over and he sees the referee getting up. And he channels his Eddie Guerrero, throws Kevin Phoenix the chair, falls down, just like Kevin Phoenix did to Caden Pierre at Deal with the Steel. That's all referee Timmy saw. And he said the winner by disqualification, Ty Tyson. So
looking at camera.
As the video continues to roll, Kevin Phoenix can't believe it. He's stunned. His plan backfired. You know, he's just beside himself, for lack of a better word.
And you too can watch this match in its entirety on AIWF Mid Atlantic Wrestling, coming up soon on the Facebook page.
That's right. And if you want the sneak preview, you can also see it at Instagram. Don't forget, this is video from our Instagram page. You can see it there. It's AIWF Mid Atlantic Wrestling on Instagram, and you're going to be able to see this match in its entirety. The clips we're going to be showing you tonight are not matches in their entirety. I did that on purpose just to whet your appetite, to get you to come over to Facebook and watch it on Mid Atlantic Live when it premieres. I gave a little basic commentary, but nothing too much. It was just kind of, and look, Jackson Sane is furious at Kevin Phoenix. You got me disqualified. Jezebeth has him by the foot, pulling him out of the ring. He looks like he wants to get after Kevin Phoenix. Kevin Phoenix made a few enemies Saturday night, did he not, Smiling Diamond Dave?
Yes, Maddie sure did. And I don't know if that's a box of worms that Kevin Phoenix wanted to open up on a couple of them, right?
Yeah, we'll get to more later on, but at this point, I think Ty Tyson's like demanding, he wants his match, he wants it now. And Kevin Phoenix is basically saying, no, I'm not going to wrestle you. We're not going to have any of that. And he tries to walk out of there. And then things change when the commissioner gets involved, but we'll see that as we move forward. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kevin Phoenix has just the strangest attitude here lately. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the fans seem to still love him, but he's gotten to be, I don't know if it's the pressure of being in charge of the network or what, but he's kind of turning into a miserable bastard, isn't he?
That's a big responsibility, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not only is he in charge of the network, but he's also in charge of trying to, you know, draw in other companies to put stuff on the network. And if it don't work, if the network is lagging, or, you know, there's a lot of network vice presidents jump off of buildings in New York. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure. I'm glad it ain't me, because I'm old and I'd have done run out in front of a truck.
Yeah, if you've ever seen the Hudsucker Proxy, the old movie from the 90s, you know, about the hula hoop, those executives are under a lot of pressure. There's one in that movie that stood up on the boardroom table, got a running start, and jumped out a window.
Yeah. You know, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure that some of it is the pressure of running the network, but I think part of it is also, I think, the power that comes with running the network may have that, and the combination of holding the Mid Atlantic Championship may have gone to his head a bit, because he seemed to, you know, just from my experience and from what I've seen, you know, thinking that he was untouchable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it finally caught up to him.
And I agree with Brian. Brian, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh,
I agree with Brian 100%. I've had a lot of dealings with Kevin Phoenix, and there's one thing about Kevin Phoenix. He is very power hungry. He likes authority. And, you know, it's, there's been times he's tried to tell me how to do my job as commissioner, because at one time he tried to be my co-commissioner, but you know, but he's very, he loves authority. So
Loves that power. Loves that
Mhm.
power. And here comes Commissioner Dave. And to make a long story short, Commissioner Dave, you fixed Kevin Phoenix's wagon. You made him defend that title later on in the evening.
well, you know, Matt, I've
That's an interesting shot right there, man.
Yeah. After all you guys have been through.
well, I've probably burned a lot of bridges, Matt, in my time as commissioner.
Yeah, I'd say that's a safe
you-
bet.
You know, that's no secret. And, you know, I thought that, you know, it deal with the steel. Not only did Ty Tyson and Mickey Fulp, you know, they earned my respect that deal with the steel.
Mhm.
And yes, it's no secret. I tapped out. Ty Tyson made me tapped out. He earned my respect.
Mhm.
And I'm man enough to stand up in front of everybody and tell him that. And I think it's time that if Kevin Phoenix is going to talk the talk, if he don't want to walk the walk, I'm going to help him walk.
Right.
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 Yeah. Don't throw out those challenges and then back out when it doesn't go your way.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's exactly what he tried to do Saturday night, you know. So
Mhm. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Referee Tim, it was a good strategy by Ty Tyson throwing the chair to Kevin Phoenix. I'm kind of wondering in the back of my mind, did referee Tim actually see what happened while he was lying there? You're really not sure. Maybe if he did see, maybe it's a little bit of payback to Kevin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see a thing. I mean, I can't say
You-
one way or the other, but if he
you got a
did, if he
point.
kind of started shaking it off the cobwebs a little bit, look over and see what was going on, and then maybe he turned his head and like, I see nothing. I just see Kevin Phoenix with a chair and
That
Ty
is
Tyson
odd.
laid on the ground, and and if that's the case, he's got a little bit of revenge on Kevin Phoenix
Yeah.
for dealing with the steel.
Yeah.
You know, what is it? You all correct me if you all know the saying, but Ricky Morton's got a saying, be careful on the toes you step on going up, because it could be the ass kiss that you come back down as you're
Mhm,
coming
yeah.
back down. And
Yeah.
I think Kevin Phoenix is at that point right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the
So-
toes you step on the way up is the ass you may have to kiss on the way back down. Yeah,
Tip your
Yeah.
waitresses and dancers.
yeah.
We're talking
That's
about
right.
Ricky.
Now here's one. If you listen to my commentary on Instagram, and I don't know why you wouldn't, but this is an interesting matchup. Alex Adkins, that just came, I think this was his debut in the Mid Atlantic, from Kingsport, Tennessee, teamed up with Jack because Jack needed a tag team partner, and this guy came out and volunteered. Jack didn't know who he was.
Well,
And
from
Alex,
what I understand, he came out here on his own dime. He drove all the way out here, and he came to, his whole purpose of being here was to try to join the Fighters Club.
oh wow, okay.
That's what I heard. That's the rumor I heard, that he wanted to impress Jack so bad that he came out here at his own expense and offered to team with Jack just because he wanted to be a member of the Fighters Club, which, I mean, that's another very elite group to be in right now.
I agree
Yeah.
100%, but he did not do his homework because he was calling him Jake the whole time. Yeah, so I don't know about that.
Well,
Well, I mean, I didn't say
Jack.
what part of Tennessee he came from.
he came from Kingsport.
Yeah, he was from Kingsport. Yeah.
You know, the thing is, Jack is in the ring Jack is a very hard person to impress. And I just really don't believe that this young man in the least impressed Jack any Saturday night.
No, I think the kid's lucky that Clara didn't just come in there and beat him up.
Well, Clara was into it with a 6-year-old at ringside for most of this match. So
Lord,
we'll see that too. But I remember talking about, I remember crossing my mind during this match that, and you guys all have, I'm glad I got you 3 on here. You all have a lot of experience as tag team wrestlers. Generally, when you put together a tag team that's what I call a hodgepodge, people that don't team together regularly, they're not going to do that well against an established tag team, especially one like DNA, who's former tag team champions, right? But I know that Jack is getting a beating right here, and I don't mean to laugh, but I do. It was funny. But DNA.
Let me ask you, Dave, what's going through Jack's mind while he's in this match? I feel like he wouldn't want to tag out because he feels that when he tags out, this match is over. He's not sure that kid can stand up in there and represent Jack's team. He'd probably just as soon do it himself.
Well, that's true. And if I'm allowed to say, it's probably going through Jack's mind right about this time in the match. What in the hell have I done? I can't tag, like you said, Rick Diesel. I can't tag because I ain't gonna say probably what Jax is thinking. He's calling that young man, but he's looking at Clara and saying, "Jump up and take his place so I can tag you." Somebody that gives him a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because this young man is not the caliber of talent, in my opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. He's not the caliber of talent to fit into the Fighters Club.
Well, and Fighters Club, they, reputation, every time they step in the ring, tag match, whatever, their reputation's on the line. And a loss in this match for the Fighters Club, even if it was that kid there that got pinned, that goes against their reputation. And Jack's got to be thinking about that.
Yes. And, Rick Diesel, Brian, myself, and Don, I reckon you call us tag team specialist or whatever. But
look at Clara.
I mean, this is just
it's just telling him to look at these belts I'm wearing.
Look at this now. This kid at ringside, watch
that. Close look.
He's recording clips of the match with his phone, and at one point you're going to see him. I don't know if Clara interferes or Jax cheats or something like that, but he got it on video, called her a cheater. She turned around and said, "You don't have any proof." And he rolled the video. It was hilarious.
Deep fake. You made a deep fake.
Yeah, it's what an age we live in now, right? It used to be, the bad guy cheater wrestlers could always deny what they've done, but now the fans are sitting at ringside filming them like, "No, look, it's what you did."
Don't get away with nothing in Mid Atlantic, bro. Nothing.
No. But that kid at ringside, I didn't get his name, but he's really into wrestling. He actually had me show him how the ring was constructed during intermission. I walked over and I threw up the apron and showed him the cables and everything and how the rings held up, and I was explaining the structural integrity to the ring, and he's soaking it up like a sponge, man. I'm telling you, when he gets old enough, he's probably gonna come knocking on our doors wanting to become a wrestler. I mean, he was really interested in that, which I thought was really cool. So but
well, that's good at a young age,
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean, for a kid not just be interested in the wrestling itself, but actually want to know how the ring is constructed, that says a lot. But look, so these guys, this Alex Atkins is holding his own against Murph and Jordan, but he walked in that Scottish forearm.
You could have timed that a little better there, Matt.
Well, you know how to, you know, hey,
He
you know,
was holding his own at the time. You
Yeah.
you gotta
and
give him that.
Brian, you've done enough commentary to know as soon as you say something complimentary about a guy, wham!
Yeah.
You know,
Wow, yeah, that's when that happens. It's yeah, you jinx them.
and look now,
Jack's getting frustrated with him now.
yeah, and look, Alex is,
Jack's losing his interest. He don't care. He's getting where he don't care about the kid now.
yeah, and Jordan's just running through everybody, you know.
Well, Jack's fed him to Jordan. You know, Jack, like Rick said, you know, Jack's aggravated and he fed him to Jordan.
well,
But that turned around on him too. So
well, we need to congratulate Jordan Lawrence. He's a proud new papa, and he's got another mouth to feed. Speaking of feeding, and I'm telling you what, talk about a guy that seemed like he was refocused this past Saturday night. You know, Jordan's always been impressive, but I mean, I'm telling you, he looked like he was out for blood Saturday night. I don't think a dump truck could have stopped him. So look there again, Clara with the foot on the rope. But and look, the fans are absolutely just livid.
She's doing what she's
Look,
supposed
here it
to
is.
do.
Here it is. Look, he's showing her the replay. Look, see,
She's watching it.
see,
He's nodding up. Yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah, I did it. So what?
Obfuscate that phone.
Everybody in the audience is a photojournalist. Look at Jack turned on his partner, and here comes DNA with the big, I don't know what they call that, Brian, but it's very effective. 1,
Yeah,
2,
it certainly
3.
is
Jack's
a European
Jack's done
uppercut
with it.
into a German suplex. Yeah, that's I think at that point, I think Jack knew that the match was a lost cause at that point. He was up
Mhm.
until, you know, a few minutes before, he was still fighting, trying to get the win. But I think at a certain point, he just realized that his opponent just wasn't going to cut it and was like, I'm just going to cut my losses here and just nailed his partner himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the thing is, he lost me. You know, he's trying to impress Jack, wanting to be part of the Fighters Club, and first thing in the match, he crawls over on his knees and tries for the tag immediately, and he's like, "That you're not going to impress somebody, but yeah, at least try to."
Man up.
To act like you're tough, you know, even if you are, even if you do think you're in over your head, at least pretend that you aren't.
Yeah.
Act
You
like
want to
you've been
impress
there.
me to a moonsault off the light show.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you
You're
know,
a table.
it's an old adage, you know, when these guys from Tennessee that are used to that style out there, they come to the Carolinas. Brian, you know, from years gone by, Rick Diesel, you know, they come to the Carolinas and first time they get punched in the mouth, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh wow, you guys are serious, okay?" You know? So,
There's always the tough guys from Tennessee who, you know, like the TVA, Chains, Jackie Anderson, guys like that, you know, who fit right in to the Carolina style. But yeah, then you get guys like that who's little that goofy style maybe.
How many times, Brian,
Call it.
Matt, Dave, how many times do you remember the guys back in the day, the War Machines, TVA?
I'm glad you
Jackie
said
Anderson,
it.
Jay, how many times do you remember other wrestlers riding up to the show with those guys?
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
by the time that they were done on that show, you couldn't beg them to come back. They're like, you people are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, you know, Rick Z bought up a couple guys a time or two, you know, and we was in I can't remember where is that Sparta. I think it's when me and Don wrestled Walter and Rick. I'm wanting to say Sparta or somewhere, and we had a pinfall anywhere, and we was under the bleachers. That was many moons ago. But Rick bought up a guy, and Rick wanted to know if I'd work out because, I mean, me and Rick go from day one, way back.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked out with him. We got through working out. Rick was going to try to get that guy a match that night, and we just worked out before the show, and he didn't want to wrestle. I don't understand why. Rick said, do like you do in a match. I said, Rick, you sure? He said, yeah, that's the way I'm training him. I said, all right.
All right.
I mean, that's what you do. I mean, you train
Well, yeah.
like you're in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't
Yeah.
why would you not train the exact same way you're going to be in that match? Because if you train light, you're going to be light.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's just the way it works. Don't make no sense to
Yeah.
me why you wouldn't train exactly the way you plan on being when you get in that ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's training. You're training to, to do what you're going to be doing in the ring in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And if you do it too much, if you work light in training, you're going to revert to that in front of an audience.
Right. It becomes second nature.
It's going to become habit. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's and Matt can testify to this. At one show, referee Timmy was in there working out by himself, just running the ropes. Me and Matt was standing outside the ring, you know, and I told Matt, I said, I'm gonna help him out a little bit. I said,
Yeah, you helped him out all right.
And I told him I never got in the ring, never laid a hand on him. I said, I'm gonna tell you what to do. And I said, every time I say bump or whatever, I said, you do it and get up and continue to run till I tell you to do something different. Well, he did, and I hollered bump, and he just lollygag. I said, I didn't tell you lollygag. I said get up and run. And it lasted about 5 minutes, and he got gassed. He sat down in the corner. I said, dude, you all right? He said, just out of breath. I said, well, sit there and take your break. I said, we'll work on turnbuckles and stuff. I said, sit there and take your break. Next thing I know, he's going outside. Next thing I know, this ambulance shows up. And he's what was it, Matt? Heat exhaustion or I forget what he said the problem was.
I think the official verdict was that you tried to kill him by blowing him up, but
And I didn't even touch him.
But that's the way they used to train back when I trained. When
yeah.
I trained, that was the purpose of training, was that they either was going to learn or leave.
Yeah.
Y'all tried to
their
murder
goal was
me.
to make you leave.
Y'all tried to murder me the first time.
That's it. Yeah.
But I got a saying, and over the years, people has called me, and I hope I can say this. People has called me an asshole. People has called me this and that, among other things. They say you're too rough on these guys. And me and Don has cussed each other and had this talk many a times over the years. He said, Dave, you're too hard on these guys. I said, no, I'm not, Don. I said, my goal is to make them or break them. I said, my goal is to make them quit. And I said, if they don't quit, they're going to be good. That means they got heart. That's why I am rough on them.
Yeah.
I could not walk after that 4-point bump, that first 4-point bumps that they gave me that next day. I don't think I went to class because I was in college. I don't think I went to class that Monday after it. So
the reason we did the reason we started doing that is we were training guys. We were showing them arm holds and how to lock up, and we're teaching them all this stuff. Then we would get to bumps, and then they would quit because they didn't think I guess they thought the mat was bouncy and soft and it wasn't going to hurt. And then so we were like, we're tired of these people wasting our time and their time. Let's get them in there first thing, throw them up in the air as high as we can, let them hit the mat about 4 or 5 times. If they keep getting up, then we'll start showing them how to lock up, how to do a hammer lock and arm bars. But if we had several guys, as soon as they hit the mat, they wouldn't even stand up. They would just roll out.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's like,
Yeah,
okay, good. You don't
that
waste
old
our
metal
time. We don't
ring.
waste your time.
Yeah,
But
that old metal ring sucked, though, man. I took a few bumps in that. That's why I set my ass behind a microphone for 25 years too. 'cause-
I took 4 of those 4-point bumps. 4. I was not going to quit. I took 4.
Yeah, and for
But
those of you
that's
who
what
don't know
made you. That's what made you great. See, the thing
Yeah.
about this is, I
Because
swear
because
that class that we taught right in there about that time, that was the last generation of the people who really wanted it.
Mhm.
No, because nowadays all these wrestling schools have turned into manufacturing factories.
Right.
Powder
And back
puffs.
then, all the way up to probably about 2000, Brian, you know this. Our goal was to run them off.
Mhm.
Because
Right.
we didn't think you had to prove to us you belonged in our club.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And our goal was to show you that you did not belong, and your goal was to show us that you did.
Yeah, it was to prove us
Yeah.
wrong.
Yes, you prove
Yeah,
us wrong, because we don't want your ass here.
Right.
We got
Yeah,
plenty of us. We don't need you. So the
Right.
only way we're gonna keep you is if, by God, you show us that you're not going anywhere,
Mhm.
like Reagan did.
Yeah.
And
And the thing
she's
is,
tougher than 80% of the damn guys we trained back then.
Yeah. Because the
Yeah.
thing is, for those of you who don't know, when we're talking about a 4-point bump, what we're talking about is we would get 4 of the biggest guys that we had there. Each would get a limb. They'd get one arm, and 4 points. They would lie down on the mat. They would pull them up, throw them up as high as they could in the air, and then have them land. And we would
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, we would do that about 4 or 5 times. And if
And the
they
only
kept
thing we
getting
ever
up,
showed them, was how to position your
Right.
body when you land and tuck your chin.
yeah, we
Yeah.
would
Yep.
show
That's
them
all you
how-
need to know to take that.
Yeah, we would show them how to safely land. And then once we did that, we would take them, throw them up in the air. And if they kept getting up and kept wanting it, then it's like, okay, we can keep doing this.
Well, you
After
know,
about
Brian,
4 or 5, you knew this was gonna stay.
Mhm.
Brian, I think you was a part of it. It was me and Don, and I'm thinking you and somebody else. Don, he had a way to talk some of the guys that was already there, but had never done things, that was still young in the business. Don had a way of talking them into it, telling them they needed to do this to show people that they're tough, this and that. Well,
Mhm.
Sweet Daddy was the first one that I'll do it. He laid down. Well, Sweet Daddy was kind of a chunky little feller back then. So when we grabbed him, we threw him up, with everything we had. Of course, Don standing over there cussing, hell, for it, and all this. But then JT Sledge, Don talked him into doing it. And, JT Sledge never was big. So when we got him, when we slung him, Lord, I believe he almost went to the laughters before he landed. And, and he said, Lord God, he said, y'all gonna kill somebody.
But and every one of you can attest to this. That bump was no worse than a backdrop
No.
Nope.
or taking
It was
or
lit-
a
it-
Ric
yeah,
Flair
it
bump
was-
off the top rope. And there was sometimes it wasn't no worse than a freaking hip
Suplex.
toss. But a
Yeah.
backdrop, that was exact bump you took off of a backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually easier because you're not having to flip yourself over. You're just going straight up and down.
Right.
Yep.
And you got control over the backdrop, but you didn't have control over that.
No.
All right. So so I'd like to pay a few bills, and nobody can leave because this show's gonna run long tonight, and we've got a lot to cover. So all right. So let me pay some bills real quick, and we're gonna get back to the action. ARCNC.org is a sponsorship that's been brought to us by Bill Pauley. And of course, he reminds us that the reason he's sponsoring this is because he's been disabled. He's been told his whole life he couldn't do things because he has the learning disability. Since he was a kid, his dream was to be involved in the professional wrestling business, and 14 years he's been involved. But now he's done everything in the wrestling business. He's starting over as a referee to show his son that is disabled and others who are disabled as well, they can live their dreams, whatever it may be. And of course, the organization that we've been featuring for about the past month now is arcnc.org. That's arcnc. Excuse me, I'm doing my Bobby Dalton impersonation. Hang on.
I'll see you spit up a chicken wing.
arcnc.org. That's arcnc.org. You can donate to them, or if you have a disability or know somebody with a disability, they offer lots of services across the entire state of North Carolina, and we encourage you to give them a visit. That's arcnc.org. Thank you so much, Bill Pauley. Also, as a reminder, the footage we're bringing you tonight is available on Instagram. And of course, it's all just to whet your appetite, get you ready for AIWF Mid Atlantic Live on Facebook. But we encourage you to visit our Instagram page. Just visit at AIWF Mid Atlantic Wrestling. Instagram page has been growing by leaps and bounds. And we certainly thank everybody for their support of the Instagram page. All right. Also, our first sponsor, our oldest child, and always our favorite, is Branch Management. They are a tree service that operates in the Mount Airy, Surry County area of North Carolina. They can help you with branches that are maybe too close to structures, normal pruning, or complete tree removal. They offer very competitive rates and free estimates and are here to serve you. You may also be eligible for a $100 referral bonus. All you have to do for the tree service is call 336-755-8204. That's 336-755-8204. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. Branch Management also offers pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and general landscaping. However, that's a different number. For the landscaping, you need to call 336-648-2487. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can see it there on the screen. That number again, 336-648-2487. And last but not least, at least this fat boy's favorite sponsor, Tees Treats is a food truck service that operates out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, that is available in most parts of the state and can be at multiple locations at the same time. They have a full menu, including hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken milkshakes, ice cream, many varieties of funnel cakes, and now feature mini donuts. And if you've never seen a mini donut machine in action, you need to stop by the trailer and just ask for a demonstration, because it's a fascinating piece of equipment. And I don't know.
Matt, you got an ink pen?
I do.
Whip it out.
Well, I say that, and there's one just outside my reach. I'm sorry. What do I need to know?
I got to give you a phone number. It's the new phone number for Branch Management Tree Service.
Oh, there's a new number. Okay.
Yes.
I would have to get up.
Holler for Jinky.
I can't. She's already gone to bed. Let's see.
Oh, you better not holler for Jinky. She'll throat punch you.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna send it to you, Matt.
Okay. You want to give it on the air just so?
Yeah, I'll do that. It's 33. There's two of them. 336-648-9282. And also, and that's Allison. And then Ryan is 320-8994.
Okay, and is that for the tree
That's
service?
for the tree service.
Yeah, but the landscaping's still the same, right?
Yes, landscape is still the 8 blah blah blah.
Okay, just give me
Blah, blah, blah.
shoot me a text message after the show. We'll get that corrected. But look, now the number for Tees Treats, I don't think has changed. That's 336-755-8204. That's 336-755-8204. Or you can visit them on Facebook. Just search Tees Treats on Facebook.com. Good stuff, Tees Treats. Some of the best hot dog chili I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Matt, I got to tell you about the new thing they come up with this weekend.
What did they come up with this weekend?
Caramel baked apple cheesecake.
Oh, yes, and it looks good.
Oh,
What?
sounds good.
Caramel.
Oh, it
apple,
looked good.
Caramel apple baked cheese.
Caramel baked apple cheesecake. It's cheesecake with baked apples and caramel And yeah, I don't like this. That's not one of my flavors that I get excited about. But I'm telling you what, it was crazy. And something about, hang on a minute. Watch this. She usually calls me. I'm gonna call her just because I'm being a butt tonight. I got a wrestling fix this weekend, so I'm just kind of. I'm in a good mood. Hey, tell everybody about what the caramel cheesecake apple butter thing was.
Apple butter?
I don't know. Tell them, they're waiting to hear it.
Hold on, let me turn my music down.
I
I'm trying to work.
know that.
So are we.
Usually you're calling us.
We're trying to make you some money.
Oh shit, it's Monday. It is a funnel cake with fish cheesecake. It's got fried apples and caramel on it.
Oh
Or
my
you just
God.
do the cheesecake with the fried apples and the caramel.
And
it
what
looks good.
was the pumpkin thing everybody was devouring?
Oh, the pumpkin cheesecake iced coffee.
Is she making a pumpkin funnel cake too?
Pumpkin
You're
cheese.
making a pumpkin funnel cake too. Reagan wants to know.
Yes, I am. It's got a piece of cheesecake with pumpkin and whipped cream on it.
Oh my God.
We're gonna be seeing Brian and Reagan on October 1st, no doubt. Now.
Oh, she said it also blueberry cheesecake and cherry cheesecake.
Oh Lord, that cherry.
I see
cheesecake.
Brian
Yeah,
reach
I gotta
over
go see her.
and wipe a little drool off of Reagan's cheek.
Yeah.
All right, go back to work. I want to make sure I got all that information right.
Okay.
All right.
And again, that number for T's Treats is 336-755-8204. Call her right now to piss her off.
Yes, right now.
So taking a look in the ring at cruiserweight title match, it was Dirty Joe against Logan Quindell. Boy, this was a rocket buster of a match. I really liked it. Logan Quindell has come a long way in a short period of time. He is really an impressive competitor. He's always been an impressive competitor, but man, here lately, goodness sakes, he's really turned up the juice. Kid is impressive. Thoughts?
Well, against Dirty Joe, you better not only bring the juice, you better have it turned up on high because that's his level.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're not going to go far with Dirty Joe if you don't bring the juice. And this young man right here is very fine competitor, tough, and like you said, he's got the volume turned up.
Yep, absolutely. Well, look, I ain't gonna give everything away. If you want to see all this action, you head over to Instagram and watch on Facebook Live. There's a lot there, and plus, I don't want to keep everybody here till midnight. Also got highlights. Look, Mickey Fulp challenging Benny Conley for the AIWF Mid Atlantic Television title. That also took place this past Saturday night. But here's the one that I think everybody's going to be interested in, and the one that we really need to look at, gentlemen and ladies. Reagan is here. Ty Tyson getting his match against Kevin Phoenix, and we join this one in progress. And Kevin Phoenix is on the outside. Now, this started out as a bull rope match, but the stipulation was a little weird. It said the only way the match could end was by pinfall or submission. So about 7-8 minutes into it, the bull rope came off and it just became a no DQ slugfest at ringside. And Ty Tyson got all the good out of this pizza pan, not what the first shot and then this one. And I made a comment on the Instagram commentary that pizza pan has baked its last pie. And yeah, as you can see, Kevin Phoenix is down right here. This is nothing that happened in this scenario, I think, was expected. And I think that a lot of people thought that AIWF Mid Atlantic would be suffering a little bit of a hangover after deal with the steel. We didn't have the huge crowd there that we normally do. I think people thought, well, I've seen everything. Nothing's going to happen. I can skip one show.
Do you know what?
That's the difference between.
For as long as I can remember, it's lagged a little between deal with the steel and Fright Night. For one, normally in September, it's the fair.
Yeah.
And between those two shows, there's so much going on around town. You know what I'm saying? We get our hardcore fans, you know, but it always lags a little bit between Deal with Steel and Fright Night, just for the simple fact that it's very busy around town down here at that time. And they get wrestling twice a month, you know, the whole year pretty much.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's usually when they decide to go out and do some other things. But boy, the crowd that was there was very vocal and loud.
Yes, they were. It was incredible. When I went back and watched the video, when I was uploading it to Instagram, I couldn't believe how vocal they were. And watch carefully now, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Phoenix misses the clothesline. Ty Tyson catches him with a boot, stunner. And boy, this reminded me of his match with Damian Wayne. 1, 2, 3. Ty Tyson wins the AIWF Mid Atlantic Championship. But you're saying, well, wait a minute, Matt. You said that Jack was the champion. Well, you're going to find out right now how that happened. And this exclusive for Ringside Wrestling. And again, you will be able to see this match in its entirety coming up very soon on AIWF Mid Atlantic Live. Again, this was just a little something that I did because I wanted to whet your appetite. And of course, school's starting back too. I have to feel that plays a part in it. And like you said, you got Mayberry Days coming up this weekend. And then as we move into October, Autumn Leaves Festival up there in Mount Airy. I mean, it's tourist season in Mount Airy right now. That's for sure.
Yes, it is. And we've accepted that. After 30 years, we've come to pretty much, we pretty much know the cycles now.
Yeah, absolutely. But so there you see it, Ty Tyson with the championship, his moment of glory. You know, but watch this. This just shows you what a vengeful, vindictive prick Kevin Phoenix is. Look at this look on his face. And for those of you listening, I'm sorry, but he has got a scowl that would probably bust a mirror. And he picks up that chair and wham, hits Ty Tyson from behind. And here he goes. He's going to give him his finisher, that rock bottom like maneuver. What does he call that, Brian? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know if he has a name for his version or not. If so, I haven't heard. And what he calls it, if he has a different name.
For those of you watching, that lady standing right over top of the AIWF flag there in the background, she is calling Kevin Phoenix everything but a child of God. It's probably good. This video.
Matt, I got to run.
All right.
Thanks, take care, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
We're almost done. Rick Diesel getting pulled away, but we want you to see this, fans. We want you to see this. And those of you listening, Kevin Phoenix preparing to leave the ring area. He's already hit him twice with the finisher. He tried to plant him on the chair, but he missed it just a little bit. But I think Ty's lower back did strike the chair. And now he's going to do it one more time. That rock bottom like maneuver. Kevin Phoenix is just beside himself with anger. He cannot believe he's lost the Mid-Atlantic title. And look here comes Jack. And that was not the first time he attempted to cash in this piggy. And he said he's cashing in the pig. Reggie Cassidy takes the pig, informs us that he's cashing it in. Now here's where things get a little weird. This is like watching the Zapruder film. All right, but Reggie Cassidy wants to get both men to their feet and start the match officially, right? And he's looking, and he's telling Kevin Phoenix, I don't think he can start the match. I don't think he can continue. We shouldn't start the match. The problem is, and you see him going to count, but the bell has already rung to start the match. So the match is going on. There's nothing you can do to unstop the match, right? It's
right.
Going. So Kevin Phoenix gets the microphone. There's Dalen at ringside, and he says, hey, do you want your job back in the AIWF Mid Atlantic? And he's like, yeah, I want my job back. Kevin Phoenix says, get in there and count to 3. 1, 2, 3, new AIWF Mid Atlantic Champion Jack. And the reason the camera is vibrating is because the place was going absolutely bonkers. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jack is the new Mid Atlantic Champion. Thoughts, comments?
Matt, before we leave, can you hear me?
Yes.
Before we leave, as commissioner, I'm going to be looking into this. Kevin Phoenix has no right to tell somebody. He is just the producer, executive producer. He has no right to tell somebody they can have their job back. He does not have that authority. So you can bank. I'm going to be looking in and talking about this.
Yep. And there you see it. The new AIWF Mid Atlantic Champion, Jack, and of course Bulldog is beside herself. And Jack won another title. It was the Future Stars of AML Championship last week
Yes,
too. So
yes.
he's on quite the streak. And Ty Tyson gets up right here and gives Kevin Phoenix a little bit of the business, but we'll let you watch that on Mid Atlantic Live as Ty Tyson gets a little bit of revenge. But either way, man, that just stunned everybody. You know, thought coming off deal with the Steel. See, that's the difference between sports entertainment and professional wrestling. Sports entertainment, you can about bet your last dollar nothing's going to happen unless it's a big show or some televised spectacle or something like that. But it kind of is a throwback to the territory days with the independents, and you need to really get out there whenever you can to see independent wrestling, because I mean, the whole Mid Atlantic got turned upside down in about 7 minutes right there. With Kevin Phoenix losing the title and then Ty Tyson immediately losing it after that, which I don't know if is a record for the shortest title reign, but it's certainly got to be in the running. All right. Smiling Diamond Dave, any final thoughts before we go?
Well, I tell you what, I can't wait till October the 1st. It'll be the last show before Friday night. It's only getting better, Matt. And I encourage everybody listening on the podcast, watching on Facebook, to be there August the 1st, because there's a few things going to happen that you don't want to miss.
Absolutely. Brian Danzig, final thoughts before we go. Big show coming up October 1st.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I just wanted to say something about Jack's win with the Mid Atlantic Championship. Congratulations, I guess. You defeated a man who was laid out in the middle of the ring. I mean, and some people might say I'm being hypocritical. In my day in the ring, I took a shortcut or two in my time, and I won't deny that. However, at the same time, I wanted to defeat my opponent. I wanted to prove that I was the better man, defeat them. And again, maybe take a shortcut here or there, but having someone else lay out your opponent for you and just laying on top of them isn't taking a shortcut. That's just having somebody hand you the title. That's not earning it. Right. And so, I was kind of excited when I heard that Jack was the champion, because I think he's a tremendous competitor. However, I mean, this is a very tainted victory, and I just don't see how you can hold your head up and throw that title over your shoulder and be proud of it with a win like that. With a win like that, I could see Ty Tyson taking it back pretty easily. Because again, I mean, it's just disgraceful. That's the only word for it.
Yeah, and wait till you see the highlights of the Mickey Fulp Benny Conley match when he tried to cash it in the first time and what happened. Oh, and speaking of the Fighters Club, you will see this. This is another tease for Mid Atlantic Live coming up in the next few weeks. I had an occasion to speak with Clara, the AIWF Mid Atlantic Women's Champion this weekend, and we had a very frank and polite interview, but I did bring up the fact that since she won the title from Casey Fox, she has not defended it yet. And she addressed that. And I thought it was important to bring it up because one of the things that she said when she went after the title was, Casey Fox, you're never here. You're never defending the title. And now here she is. She is here every week, you know, just about every show, but she's interfering in the Fighters Club matches and walking around with the title over her shoulder. So, but we addressed that. You're going to see that footage in a few weeks, and her answer was very interesting, and I think you fans will enjoy
Well,
it.
yeah, I would be interested in seeing that, but you know, part of that is going to be on the AIWF promoters and bookers to bring in talent for her to face. If she's there every time and there isn't an opponent for her to defend the title against, then that really isn't on her. You know, it's up to the AIWF to bring in talent to go after the title.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm not one. I don't, not since I was a very young announcer, but after the family dropped me on my head, put me in a dress, I learned my lesson to be more polite to wrestlers. But you know, I'm not one to hit you with those type of gotcha questions. And so before we got in front of the camera, I told Claire, I was like, I want to ask you about this. And she looked at me and she goes, "Go ahead, I have an answer." So just be ready. She's got some news that is coming up in that interview that I think we're all going to find interesting, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I want everybody to tune in and see that, but look for that on Mid Atlantic Live coming your way in the next few weeks on Facebook. All right, fellas. Well, I thank you for joining us. We went over a little bit tonight, but we had a lot to cover. Again, congratulations to Jack. He is the new AIWF Mid Atlantic Champion. And of course, we've got a new AIWF World Champion as well. And so it's been a lot, gentlemen. It's really been a lot that's been going on in the AIWF over the last week. And just goes to show you never want to miss a moment of AIWF action. As I look for the new world champion, because I don't want to say his name wrong. Again, Chris Michaels, congratulations, the new AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. So you guys got anything else you want to say before we go? Give you the last chance. No?
I'm good.
Good. All right. So for Rick Diesel, who had to bail out early on us, Commissioner Smiling Diamond Dave, and AIWF Hall of Famer Brian Danzig, I am Mad Matt Carter saying thank you for joining us this week, fans. We'll be back with more action next week. And until then, so long for now.